So the main idea behind this synth is that we're going to make use of a little bit of frequency modulation, which I love on basses. I think it's amazing, and you don't need very much. You can just use like a touch of it, and it really adds a lot. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more specific here. What we want to do is the main knob that we're interested in is this frequency modulation knob right here. So when I increase this, it's going to increase the amount of the frequency modulation applied to oscillator 1. But you can see above it where it says the source, that is the source of the frequency modulator, what's modulating oscillator 1 basically. So we need to adjust some of the parameters of oscillator 2, since that's the source of our frequency modulation, to be able to hear the changes that are being made by the frequency modulation in the first place. So if we head over to oscillator 2, I'm going to use a different waveform. So let's increase the, let's actually bring the voices all the way up to 9. We're going to use all the voices this time. Okay, and instead of using a sine wave, I'm actually going to use I'm going to use something a little bit different. If you go into this legacy column, you can see that there's some pretty interesting waveforms available, and I really like this tri-sub one. It's pretty subtle, but I think it's going to do great for this sound. Now, you can use another sine wave, and frequency modulating a sine wave against another one is a really great way to make a bass sound, but I like to add in a little bit more character with something other than a sine wave, so that's why I'm going to use this tri-sub here. So we're going to put the voices at 9, and we're going to let's actually detune this a little bit. We're going to go down, and we can leave the detuning there, leave it at 100% wide, and we're just going to increase the volume so we can hear what it's doing in combination right now. So if I play this, or maybe a bass note, we get a nice like wide detuned bass sound. Okay. Now the magic though is when you go over to oscillator 1 and you start to increase this FM amount. Now when you increase it to higher percentages, it gets pretty drastic, but I think the real sweet spot is lower. Okay, so something like this. It kind of just has this way of coming alive, so adjust that amount to taste, but I really like to add just a little bit because it thickens it up so much.